One of these days I'll work out actually how to get you guys the sound, so it's not just me clapping along. But it is not this day. So welcome to a Sunday stream. Now, for any of you that have turned up on a Tuesday expecting to see us in a Star Wars environment, well, surprise, we are not this Sunday because we have a couple of people off due to illness. Well, one person off due to illness, one person off due to having a very small person to look after still. So we're going to be postponing the first episode of the Star Wars one to the next slot. Just so we've got everybody here, and I think that's going to be a better, stronger first session. I think it's just fairer for everyone to be here for the first session at least, and then we can decide what we do after that. But yes, instead, we're going to do the second round of You Awaken in a Strange Place. This time, not with Alice, but with guest Ellie, who hasn't played this RPG before. So we're going to go through exactly how to play the game. Sorry, I'm just checking all the levels, making sure everything's fine. Everything looks a-okay this end.
Can I just give a message to Budges that Alice is okay?
Yes.
Under the weather, don't worry.
Yes, she's fine. Yeah. She just can't make it this evening.
She doesn't want to hang out with us. That's the truth of it, okay?
Yeah.
She had
Don't make it into a big deal.
She had so much fun on Tuesday that she's like, I need a break from this crazy.
Don't, because you're giving me anxiety that I'm not. It's going to be terrible. It's going to be my fault.
No, it's fine. If you're great at improv and thinking off the bat, then you'll be excellent in this game.
Neither of these things.
And if not, it'll just be a massive dumpster fire. It'll be okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm kidding. So it's going to be round 2 of You Awaken in a Strange Place. This is now, I guess, we'll refer to as a 2-shot rather than a 1-shot. Now, the core tenets of the game are as follows. Everyone comes to the game unprepared, so we've done that. Anything the GM, which will be me this evening, or the players say about the world is true about the world. So anything you say is true. And the game must be finished in 1 session. So this will not be a continuation of the McDonald's Harry Horror escapades from Tuesday. It will be a completely new RPG contained only with L4 brains. What you'll need to play is a paper writing utensils or something more digital, and 2 D6. There we go, 2D6, and Kahlil's got some digital D6. That's fine. Yeah, no worries. Which reminds me, I am a bad host. I need to be logging into Roll20.
Go use our fancy dice. You've got enough that you've stolen from us.
Yes. Right. Choose one person to be the games master. I've nominated myself just for spontaneity. If we had a little bit more time, I may have actually nominated one of you to be the games master.
Oh dear.
But maybe that's for the 3-shot.
Yes. Josh can be the GM.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll just throw him in the deep end. Right, they no longer count as a player. For the purpose of this rule sheet, they are now unto a god. All other players roll 2d6. So the 3 of you, can you roll both of your d6s, please? And tell me what you got.
12.
12, the highest number you can get.
I got a 6.
You got a 6, an average number. Ellie, how did you do?
The thing I've realised about this is that I have to do maths on my own if I roll them myself.
Yeah.
So I got a 9.
A 9, there we go. So
5 and
perfectly
a 4.
balanced. So that means Kahlil,
Me.
you go first. So silently, think to yourself in your mind, without telling any of us, think of a genre. So you're going to get that genre in your brain hole. Next with a 9, which is Ellie, I need you to think of an adjective.
What's an adjective?
So anything like a descriptive word, like spooky or oceanic, or what Annie came up with last time, I believe, is hairy. Anything like that. Or you can just, for ease of use, you can Google like a random adjective generator, if you wish, to help you out and just give you some more options. But any of that kind of stuff like that. Or romantic would be an adjective.
Ellie, luckily last on Tuesday when Tim was like, Annie, can you think of an adjective? You know, something like this. I'm like, I don't have to ask what adjectives.
Do I say it out loud now?
No, keep it in your mind, much like Kahlil's kept the genre in his mind for the time being. And then, Annie, you get to think of a location. So it can be anywhere. That could be a place of business, or like a school, or another planet, anything like that. As long as it's a locale. Okay, so I've got my spreadsheet up. So genre, first of all, Kahlil, what is the genre of the game we'll be playing tonight?
I think it counts as a genre, but fairytale?
Fairytale, yeah, that would count as a genre.
Cool.
So we're in a fairytale. Now, Ellie, what is your adjective?
Okay, if this isn't an adjective, just go with it.
Okay.
Grassy.
Grassy. It's a grassy, a bit like hairy, but with grass instead. And the location, Annie.
It's not as specific as Kahlil's McDonald's, but
Okay, it doesn't have to be.
a desert island.
Desert island, love it. So it's a grassy desert island, fairy tale genre. Love it.
Classic.
The classic. A classic trope.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Good. Right, next, in the same turn order, so that'd be Kahlil first. Each player needs to make one statement about the world of the game. So, as per the core tenant, whatever they say is true about the world. So, I'll give you an example. Samantha thinks for a minute and then says, in this world, the main threat to humanity is cyber spiders. Then Liz says, the high school is on top of a volcano. Alan says, the students who fail in this school are then thrown into the volcano. All of these things are now true about the world. So, Kahlil, can you... all of you actually have to think about one statement that is true about this world. I'm going to come to Kahlil when Kahlil is ready.
It's a desert island, yeah?
Yeah, a grassy desert island.
Grassy desert island. Okay, so it's never... Oh, it's a one-shot. That won't help.
Things only get resolved in the second session.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, that won't help. All right. Everybody, instead of having like pet dogs or cats, they have pet giraffes.
Okay. The only types of pets are giraffes.
Yes.
Right. Ellie, what is the one statement that is factual about this world?
Because it's a one shot, do days happen or does it all happen in one day?
Days can happen.
So every night the moon opens and bees come out of it.
The moon opens and bees exit.
Swarms of bees.
What?
Swarms of bees.
You can't be outside at night because you'll get cataclysms.
Okay. So I assume that they either the moon is very close or the bees are incredibly fast.
No,
Both.
the moon is like an optical illusion. It's just like something hanging. Just
Oh,
like
okay. So the moon is false. So every night the
Full
the
of
false
bees.
moon opens and swarms of bees exit. Okay, got it. And Annie, what's your statement that is true about this world?
Before Kahlil mentioned his one,
Mhm.
In honour of Alice, I was going to say the only types of pets are pigs that you can swim with. But I won't go there. Okay, half the island. There's different weather in half the island than the other.
Okay, so the
So-
island is bisected.
One half of the island is sunny, hot, expected weather you'd get on a desert island, and the other half goes between stormy and snowy.
Right. Two extreme weather systems. Got it. Gravy. Okay, good. So this grassy island that you're on, there is a dividing line that is overseen by this false moon full of bees that regulates people's movements during the nighttime. So it seems like there are two types of control on this island. One is the weather system. So if you're more acclimatized to the sunny, hot side, I guess it's more difficult for you to go to the stormy winter side, and vice versa. And the swarms of bees patrol at night, making sure that there's no one. It's like a curfew. And anybody that has a pet are limited to giraffes only. These giraffes, are they regular sized giraffes?
No.
No.
They're like the size of a dog.
Okay. The pets are mini
Yeah.
giraffes.
Yeah.
Got it.
At least in height, but then they've got long necks, so they come up to like your hip.
Yeah. So proportionately, their bodies are the same with their neck, but the neck isn't like the same size as a regular giraffe's neck, because that would be horrifying.
That would be terrifying.
Love it. And then we go on to creation of characters. I need you all to roll 2d6 once again, please.
I got a 9 again.
Got 9 again.
11.
11. Kahlil, 11. And Annie, what did you get? 4. So, Kahlil, you go first again. Then it's Ellie.
Wow.
Then it's Annie. Yeah.
Shit.
Always the first.
I guess.
But you've been here before, so you know what to do. You
Not
now
on this
describe what kind of character you want to be. For example, I'll use the same example as I used last week. Alan rolls a 10 and says that he wants to be a huge, muscular, overalls-wearing farmhand from a tiny town who's an expert with a lasso. He names his character Bradford McBuff. And no, you can't be Bradford McBuff.
Damn it. Okay, well, since it's a fairy tale, I
Yes.
should probably go by Hansel.
Hansel.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Hansel is it's a deserted island? Annie, is that what you said? Or a desert island?
Desert.
Desert island, full of grass.
Yes. A grassy
Okay.
desert island.
Well, then Hansel is, I know I can't be Chad McBuff, but he is also a farmer. But, no, actually not a farmer. He's a lawnmower. And he is in charge of keeping the dry side of the island sort of mowed, so that way the giraffes don't get lost in the grass.
What's your job?
A lawnmower?
Okay.
Yeah. That's what
Right, got
Hansel
it.
does.
So Hansel, the lawnmower in charge of keeping the hot, dry side of the island mowed so that giraffes don't get lost.
Yes.
Okie dokie. Ellie.
So I, since it's a fairy tale, Gretel.
Okay. See where this goes.
My job is to I'm actually here to plant the grass. So I have these like grass bombs that I throw about, and just instantly grass grows. And my secret mission is to try and get the whole island to be grassy, so even the desert side. I'm just planting grass everywhere.
Okay, so Gretel plants the grass seeds using Insta-Grow bombs. Cool. Again, on the dry side. On the dry sunny side.
Hansel versus Gretel.
Sunny side.
Like Godzilla versus
Yeah,
the other one.
The other one versus Gretel.
Yeah,
Godzilla versus
that'd be
Gretel.
very short.
I'd watch it.
battle, I think. And then Annie, who is your character?
Again, because we're in a fairy tale, I am a mermaid.
Lovely.
When I choose, I can walk on land. That's just a thing that I have that I can do.
Okay.
While I'm thinking of the name, I need to shit. So I had recently been told about this really cool film called Die Hard, and that he said something about, how he's barefoot on carpet or the grounds and does that.
Yeah.
And I've heard twice, a mermaid or merman, that you can do that on grass, and I'm like, oh, that sounds cool. So I want to go bunch my toes and feet up on grass.
If this is another ploy to get me to absorb the plot of Die Hard, I will hang up right now.
We'll get there. Through years and years of playing.
So, Annie, your mermaids, do they have legs when they're on land and a tail when they're in the sea? Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So, Annie, you're a land-capable mermaid, recently been told to alleviate seasickness, they must make fists with their feet in the grass.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Need a name.
Sure. Well, you can carry on thinking about the name. We'll go back to Kahlil.
Yes.
Right, we need some skill verbs that apply to your character.
Oh, yeah.
And these verbs, example, we'll go back to Alan with Bradford McBuff. He chooses a +2 in lassoing. Yeah, so what you do is you choose one skill that you're amazing at, which gives you a +2. One skill that you're good at, which gives you a +1. One skill that they're bad at, which gives you a -1. And one skill that they're horrible at, which gives you a -2. You use these skills to help paint the picture of your character and also with the world. For example, Alan gives Bradford McBuff a +2 in lassoing, a +1 in throwing, a -1 in dodging, and a -2 in lying. So, for your character Hansel, what skill is he going to be amazing at? +2.
+2 chopping.
Chopping. Nice. Expert chopper is Hansel.
Real good chopper.
What next?
I think one thing that I suppose he would be good at is spotting giraffes.
Okay, so specifically spotting giraffes.
Yes, specifically spotting giraffes.
So if you need to spot anything else, you can't use this skill.
Just
The other thing
giraffes.
is as well that once we've got our 4 skills from each of us, including me, it'll be those 16 skills are the only things you're allowed to roll on. So you can only so far we can only roll on chopping and spotting giraffes to interact with the world.
That's what we need.
Yeah.
Up there.
Yeah, it's an island. How big can it be?
Yeah, exactly. Chopping, so a +2 in chopping, a +1 in spotting giraffes.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that he's a bad swimmer.
So swimming, everyone's
That's
got that
my-
skill. So yeah, everybody can write these skills down. And other than Kahlil, so Ellie and Annie, when they're not yours, you just get a flat 0 in it. So everybody will get a 0. So Ellie and Annie, you'll get a 0 in chopping, 0 in spotting giraffes, 0 in swimming.
And then one thing that he's really, really terrible at is beekeeping.
Beekeeping. Oh no. I think you need to be good at beekeeping in this world.
I know you'd think so,
Yeah.
but maybe somebody else will
It's
benefit
at
from
least average. Well, no one else can be good at it now because you've taken it.
it. At least be average.
Yeah. Lovely. So next is Ellie.
My biggest skill is that I'm the hide and go seek champion.
Okay, so do you want just to be hiding or specifically playing the game of hide and seek?
Specifically the game
Okay,
hide and seek.
hide and seek.
That'll come in handy.
Got it. So you got a +2 in hide and seek. Everyone else has got 0.
I feel like I'm good at running.
Running. Okay, that's good. +1 in running.
Away from bees in brackets.
Okay, specifically running away from bees. So that means no one else can use the running skill for like just general, only from away from bees. In any other situation, nobody could run anywhere.
And then the 2 bad things.
Yeah. So what are you bad at and what are you horrible at? So what are you -1 and -2 at?
I'm -2 in making friends.
Okay, making friends. -2. Gotcha.
We had making friends as one of the skills last time.
We did,
played,
yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
and then I'm -1. I guess my job. I'm quite bad at my job, so I'm not very good at throwing.
Okay. Gravy. So we have hide and seek, running away from bees, throwing, and making friends. So everyone else can write those skills down. You'll be 0 at those. So Annie, finally, what are your 4 verbs that you're going to be your skills?
I can
Already
it
have-
be?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Can it be? This is very specific, but can it be knowledge of herbal medicine?
Absolutely, yeah. And what do you want? Do you want to be amazing, good, bad, or terrible at that?
Amazing at that.
Okay, knowledge of herbal medicine.
I'm okay at swimming.
Swimming's
I
already
had
been
swimming.
chosen, so
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah.
are 0 at swimming. Being a mermaid.
What?
You are okay at swimming.
Yeah,
Can I not do? Am I not allowed to add a +1 to that?
it's already been chosen.
You know I'm a mermaid.
So maybe you can't get your fishtail out anymore. You just have to use your human legs as a mermaid.
It works for
Fuck it
Aquaman.
up. Pardon?
It works for Aquaman. He doesn't have a tail.
True.
He swims all right.
He's made of aqua.
That's true.
Aqua.
Aqua.
Let me come back to that one. I'm really horrible at singing.
Okay, lovely.
Let's singing.
Singing, yes.
Singing.
So -2 in singing. Everyone else is 0 at singing.
And I'm bad at eating.
Bad at what? Sorry.
Eating.
Eating. Okay.
Yeah.
Eating. So we're constantly just missing your mouth. Just trying to put things in them.
I need something I'm good at. I'm good at. Just gonna say really random. I'm good at constructing outfits made from materials that are near me.
Okay. So seamstressing. Got it. So and then I've got 4 to add in there as well. So you'll be 0 on all of these as well. Ones that I will put in. Let me just give me a second to think about them. In this world, what would be good? What would be good to give you guys? Okay. Actually, no. We'll do this one.
Ellie, isn't it random?
I'm just looking at these skills and I don't know how we're gonna survive.
Neither.
We can read you our skills from the last time we played when Tim has to take his writing 5 minutes.
So
What else should we give you? Yeah, okay, right, got it. So the first one, you're going to have 0 on these ones, of course. First skill is lying. Everyone's got 0 in lying. Everybody also has a 0 in high kicks, but specifically high kicks.
is that so we can kick the moon?
Yes. Or any bees that may be swarming after you.
He's,
Everybody has a 0 in hiding. And everybody has a 0 in kissing.
Oh,
What?
it's gonna get steamy.
kissing those
No,
bees.
if we're 0 at it.
Yeah.
Kissing those bees. Badly.
So your skills are as follow. playing hide and seek, running away from bees, throwing, making friends, knowledge of herbal medicines, seamstressing, eating, singing, chopping, spotting giraffes, swimming, beekeeping, lying, high kicks, hiding, and kissing.
Dream team.
Yeah, what more do you need? We should just replace these with our normal D&D skills, I think.
These
personally.
are pretty much my life skills.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just
there we
gonna
go.
make this my resume.
Yeah.
From a +2 to a -2, like range on each of them. So these 16 skills are now the only types of roles that we are allowed to make in the game. So all challenges must revolve around these skills. Each player has access to all of these skills, and if they don't have a bonus from the character creation, then it starts at 0. So once the setting and the characters are created, I will now spend 5 minutes off of mic, where you three are going to have to talk amongst yourselves and entertain the chat, whilst I write something based on this insane world that you've given me.
Good luck, Tim.
Thank you. So I'll see you in 5 minutes.
Goodbye now.
So Ellie, just to give you some reference, we went in completely blind last time too, but our skills were disguise, competitive eating, had to be competitive, history, conversation, standing still, finding things, leadership, scaring people, moving, cooking, showing emotion, making friends, punching, hacking, grooming, and sanity.
Sanity.
Yeah.
I also like how you had moving and standing still.
Yeah, that actually came in handy, believe it or not.
It really did. And
Yeah.
for context, it was a horror, hairy McDonald's, and Kahlil played Chester, the assistant manager.
Chester McDonald.
Yeah, I didn't know his name. Oh, I did write it down. Sorry, only because they're called Chester. Good at disguise. I played a porcelain doll called Lola, and Alice played Ronald,
Yep.
who only finds joy in collecting Happy Meal toys.
Oh, that's cute.
Very good.
Yeah, last time, I think we managed to make it a little bit scary. There was a bit of horror there. So you got that out of the way, Ellie. You didn't have to worry about playing a horror game.
Thank God. That's why I knew not to join. Could sense it. How did the Lake District come in?
Oh, the rules of the land was that Alice said something about the AI ruled the new
AI
one.
had taken over, and there was fast food wars, so it was the last McDonald's in the world, and it was in the Lake District, hidden away from the rest of humanity.
Yeah. My
None of-
rule was that there was no more money as currency. Instead, buttons were the only currency. And Kahlil's rule was
the McDonald only served spaghetti, and it did not accept the buttons.
I love that.
it was epic. There was a huge battle at the end between the Colonel, the KFC, and the last McDonald's standing.
It was pretty good. I highly recommend watching it.
I feel like that's the fever dream that I was having. Just come to
Exactly
life.
how I think we felt while we were playing it.
It was just
Um,
epic.
This is a bizarre game, but I'm so excited to see what happens. I didn't expect to be tested so quickly though.
Oh yeah.
Do maths, Ellie. What's an adjective? What's a verb? Oh,
I don't know.
a lesson.
Annie, do you have mermaid friends? We didn't establish if you're part of a mermaid group or if you're a soul mermaid.
Lost mermaid.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking, Tim can't hear me. Hey, Tim, wink if you can hear.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Tim, close your ears.
There you go.
That I don't need to be patrolled circling, like trying to cross the land. I can just swim round.
Good,
Yeah.
good shout.
Do we
So-
know how big
so-
the island is?
Bees can't attack you in the ocean.
Exactly.
It's true. Bees
So I
can't swim.
Bees can't swim.
It's a good thing I didn't
I
make
know.
that one of the rules.
Oh shit, can they swim?
It is true that anytime you say something, it is true in this world, right? So make sure that Tim does not.
Is that true for all of us?
I think so. Maybe we'll have to confirm, but I'm pretty sure that it lasts throughout the rest of the game.
Do you think this is Tim's payback for when we were, where were we? In Kel? And we were talking to Fagin, and he was telling us all the lies about the place, and we just believed every single one of them.
Could be.
Is this his like, okay, want to be in a place where everything I say is true?
We brought this on ourselves.
We did.
We believed everything. Everything. They were robots.
That's the most stupid I've ever felt, and I feel stupid quite often.
He was very convincing, to be fair.
That's
Yeah. We don't know. We believe everything that comes out of Tim's mouth. We weren't to know that he was lying to us.
Is there anything we can do while Tim's not listening to sabotage this game?
Honestly, there isn't. Like when we were vamping last time, we'd come up with this whole backstory between the three of us of the reasons why there was no more currency, the reasons why AI had taken over, why there's only one McDonald's left. And then when Tim started telling us like the story so far, he had a completely different version, and we were like, oh, okay, yeah, cool, yeah, sure, you do you, yeah.
We'll go with that one. Cool.
Yeah. Like there's literally nothing that you can predict.
There is no preparation involved, or in any sense that it will help. So
That's exactly what I love signing up for.
yeah,
I will do nothing. I'll just turn up and have fun.
I do need a name though. I need help with the name.
Well, we're Hansel and Gretel, so maybe you should be.
Are you related? Do you know each other?
It's a good question.
presumably maybe we could be long lost siblings.
Long lost identical siblings.
Identical siblings on a tiny island where there's what, like 4 inhabitants?
Yeah, we just haven't noticed each other.
I bet you that Tim's already written you a backstory. So whatever you decide now, it's not gonna be true.
Maybe there is gonna be a witch that we have to fight.
Maybe.
A giraffe.
I'm gonna
witch.
immediately get in heaven.
Or a witch bee. The queen bee. Ooh.
Bewitched.
There you go.
Got there in the end. I would fight a bee queen. Wait, that exists. Bees have queens.
That's
Yeah.
that's
Queen
why I
bee.
said it. What?
That's what you just said.
I really thought I'd done something there.
You're like,
They
it's bee
exist.
queen.
Yeah, I'd fight one.
I don't want to harm them. I don't want to harm a bee.
Well, you can test your beekeeping skills. We don't have killing. We could throw or high kick them, but I don't think any of our things would be able to kill bees currently.
See, that's where you're wrong about bees. I've been watching a lot of beekeeping videos on YouTube.
Of course you will.
And you forgot about queen bee being a thing?
I'm tired.
Sure.
Okay?
Yeah, no, that's all right.
But I watch not just beekeeping videos, that's me misleading you. I watch bee removal videos where this man goes to like places where bees have taken over. So it'll be like old houses or like people's porch decks. And I watched one the other day where bees had taken over someone's like car bonnet. So this man goes in to remove all the bees, but he doesn't kill them. He does it like humanely. And he literally just sticks his hand into this wad of bees. They all climb over him and then he just lifts them out and shakes them into a box. That's how you get rid of bees. You just...
Did you just stick your hands in big groups of them?
That's the life advice I'm taking away from those videos.
Yeah, that's you've learned a valuable lesson. If you ever see bees, just touch them.
Safest route. Don't run away. Touch them. Yeah, clearly I've missed the point of those videos, but it's really interesting to watch. It's also like there's just something really satisfying about just like watching. He'll literally just like scoop bees up and just shake them off.
I wonder if he has to put like his hands, probably not in honey, but in something something that would prevent them from being angry.
I don't know. I feel like there is something to do with like smoking them first, like making them drowsy.
Oh, that makes sense.
I'll send you the videos. You'll be amazed.
Tim, this is now a beekeeping show.
Is it?
This is my beekeeping podcast.
Cool. Well, I'll just delete all this then.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay, good. Right. So, I think I'm ready to give you the opening shot of the scenario. I'm going to drop you all in. This is the tale of the grassy desert island. The icy plains of the western side and the arid dunes of the east of Coral Ship Isle have long remained in perfect balance, with the grassmongers seeding livable areas, creating wood and food for the inhabitants, whilst the ice miners of the ice fields provide stone and refrigeration for the east siders. However, during the marriage of Princess Petunia Infueno to Prince Tony Frostwind, a new moon appeared in the sky. The kings and queens of both sides saw this as a blessing to the marriage and celebrated the arrival, and partied long into the night. However, when the new false moon, when the sun went down, opened up and swarms of bees descended onto the wedding guests, coating them in an impenetrable casing of amber. Every night since has been patrolled by these swarms of bees, never letting any of the remaining inhabitants long enough to chip out and recover the royalty. Without the kings and queens and the marriage of the prince and princess, relationships between the east and west has descended into bitter rivalry, and trade has all but ceased between the two sides. Without reinstating the prince and princess as a new monarchy, they can never reunite the two sides. Things are getting dire. Food on the what did I call it? The ice miners of the ice fields. So yeah, so the natural resources that come from the ice fields to build anything, like the stone and the refrigeration to keep food good, has been not forthcoming, and in turn you've restricted food and wood going over for heat and so forth, which resulted in lots of minor border skirmishes between the two, with people like diving into one side, stealing other resources, going back. But inevitably, this has resulted in a lot of damage to those, and now there's barely enough food for the island, and there's not enough resources to build anything new, so the whole island is slowly dying. It's up to you three, being the youngest and most capable of the people left, to bring about a balance to Coral Ship Isle once again. So yeah, there we go. Over to you. What do you do?
Just to clarify, is everybody else encased in amber, or it's just the royalty?
So it's the prince and princess. So Princess Petunia Infueno and Prince Tony Frostwind, and their parents, who were at the time the current king and queen of the respected halves of the island. The marriage was to unite the island as a whole. However, that never happened. It's also all of the like heads of the guilds, so everybody that's of importance or any kind of like political influence, all have been encased in amber. It's kind of just left everybody else to fend for themselves.
When you say encased in amber, do you mean like in Jurassic Park?
Very much like that.
Cool. And we don't... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, is it that anything that any of us say is true, or is it anything that you say is true?
Both.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I've heard that bees can't swim.
Okay. So a statement: bees cannot swim.
Just also true in general life.
But it's good to reiterate in this fantasy world, I suppose. Yeah. In this fairy tale land. Done.
Do you know, Tim, if and how we know each other, or is that up to us?
I think that should be up to you.
Me and Hansel are identical twins, but we didn't know it. So we've known each other, but we didn't realise that
so
we're
you're identical twins, so that means you do look alike.
We look identical.
But you never figured it out.
What two and two together.
What led to you both figuring out that you indeed were identical twins?
Do we even know that?
I don't think
you don't? So that's still yet to be revealed.
Twins.
Okay.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Okay, statement is Hansel and Gretel are identical. Twins, but don't know it yet. Okay, so I'm going to say that Gretel, you live with your father, and Hansel, you live with your mother.
Are they also identical?
Oh no, they are not
Identical.
identical. No, not no.
Okay.
They do look weirdly alike.
It's bizarre.
And I'm going to say that this is fairytale. So, Hansel, your mother is a wood elf, and Gretel, your father is a high elf.
Does that make us elves?
Yeah, it's a fairytale land, so it's up to you. Not necessarily.
I mean, we're identical, so we have to agree on this.
That's if you assume that they are your biological parents.
True.
Our real parents are the bees.
We could be bee children.
Jack Taylor says in the chat, oh no, I just lost it. All the bees have human faces, small top hats, and exquisitely styled patches.
Cool.
They're all Tim.
Oh, oh no! I am the bees.
I am become bee. All right. So, sorry, this is my last question. I know that the other moon showed up on the wedding, but
Yes.
we don't know who sent it.
No, that's correct.
Where it arrived from. Okay.
That is indeed Act 1, Finding the Mystery of the False Moon.
Well, I would like to throw a rock at the false moon to start my day. Out of
Okay.
anger.
So
Can I
please
have throw?
please roll me a throwing check. So roll 2d6 and add 0.
10.
What did you get?
10.
You got 10. Okay.
Yeah.
Just so everybody knows, the rolls are in here somewhere. Here we go. Right. So a 6 or lower is a failure. The player fails to get what they want. A 7 to a 9, mixed success. The player gets what they want partially or at a cost. And 10 to 12 is a success. The player gets exactly what they want. Kahlil, yeah, you throw a rock, and indeed the moon is close enough that an average being can throw a rock at it from the island. So it hurtles up to the air and just gives a hollow thunk.
But no bees emerge.
When you listen, there's no listening roll. You just hear a faint.
If only these giraffes were taller.
If only you hadn't made them dog size.
If only I hadn't made the damn giraffes so small. Okay, well, now we know something about the moon. That's
Okay.
helpful. I don't know how else to start my day.
I would like to start my day by waking up my pet giraffe.
Okay.
And feeding it the bees that I'd killed the night before.
Okay. You feed your pet giraffe the bees, and as per usual, your pet giraffe's mouth starts swelling up.
I'm trying to, you can like cure yourself of being allergic to stuff if you eat small enough amounts every day.
So you're trying to make your pet giraffe immune to swallowing bees.
Yeah, and also, like once you get the taste for it, you can't go back.
Okay.
I'm creating a bee addict.
Hunger.
Yeah.
So you're having some kind of like Pavlovian response for your pet giraffe because you're only feeding it bees, so it will only eat bees.
What's your pet giraffe's name?
Come back to me on that one.
Okay. So we'll go over to. You also hear the familiar sound of your father, Daramir, cooking breakfast in the kitchen. Annie, where do you live, and what is your character's name?
I live in the ocean.
Okay.
Deep into the ocean.
Mhm.
And I decided that my name is Beatrice.
Beatrice, the land-capable mermaid that lives deep in the ocean.
Maybe she's responsible for the bees.
You hush your mouth, boy. Don't say it wasn't me. Don't say it.
So what is Beatrice's reason for coming on the island?
All the cool kids are just talking about the Die Hard movie that they've just watched and the whole making a fist, and I'm like, yeah, I can be cool as well if I go do that. So I'm gonna go do that, huh?
Are all mermaids land capable, or is it just a few, or is it just you?
It's just a few.
Mm-hmm. So
It's
one
not,
of the few land capable mermaids.
It's not like it's a special power that only a couple people have. It's just more that some evolved that way, some didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't I thought that would make me cool, but it doesn't.
No.
I need to see Die Hard in order to be cool. She's not listening.
No.
I refuse to acknowledge.
So I want to go do what they're all talking about. So I'm gonna swim to the top, to the surface level.
Okay, good. Got it down.
Hopefully safely.
Okay. So as per usual, Hansel, when you wake up, your mother, Margit, has already left for the morning. Regularly, she goes out into the grass fields and trying to hunt what little food is left. She specifically hunts giraffes because they are the only thing that are left for you to eat.
That's why I cut down the grass to find the. Oh, I'm also very good at spotting giraffes. Good, excellent.
Indeed. So you realise that you've overslept. What do you do?
Well, I threw the rock at the moon, and I now know that the moon's close.
Yep.
So that's good.
No one had thought to try this until now.
I was feeling particularly limber this morning. Well, if Margit went out to get breakfast,
Yes.
I might as well. She never really shares, and there's a
Wow.
chance she might not find a giraffe. So I'm going to go out searching for one with my trusty companion giraffe as well.
Okay, good. So you both have pet giraffes.
Yep.
Do we only kill other people's pets, or are there wild giraffes as well?
No, they're wild giraffes as well.
You're going out with your giraffe to go kill a giraffe to eat it.
Like my identical sister Gretel has given hers a taste for bee meat. I've given mine a taste for giraffe meat.
You've got a cannibal giraffe.
Yeah, named Rapunzel because it's a fairy tale.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah.
This is what made me give up fish, because I was like, oh, we're gonna have fish cakes for dinner, and then I looked at my top of the fish and was like, oh, it's your cousin. I'm so sorry.
Well, me and Rapunzel are gonna go giraffe hunting.
Okay, can you roll me, first of all, a spotting giraffe roll, which for you is a +1.
Ooh, 11.
11, yeah. Immediately, you see a gaggle or a necktie of giraffes. That's what a cluster of giraffes are called, I guess.
I want to Google that.
It's not what a group of giraffes is. It's not called a necktie of giraffes. But in this fantasy world, they are. Yeah, you see them grazing on the very few patches of grass that are left on the arid side of the island. It's dangerously close to the icefield side.
Uh-oh.
But you also see your mother, Marguerite, slowly creeping up on her belly with her trusty longbow, pulling it back and aiming at the tower of giraffes.
Well, if she's already sneaking up on the tower, I don't want to ruin it. But I do have a pretty good arm. I can throw a rock to the moon, so I feel like that, or maybe I could high kick one because they're small. You're muted, Tim.
I said yes, absolutely. What would you like to do?
Yes, I would like to sneak. Do we have sneak? Oh, we have hide and seek. That doesn't help.
Yes, you got hide and seek, and you have hiding as well.
Hiding. Okay, well then I would like to try and hide my way instead of sneak my way. Does that work?
Yeah, you can just
Close
hide.
enough. Close enough so that I may high kick.
Okay.
It's just something I've always wanted to say.
Fair enough. Roll a hiding check, please.
Ooh, 9.
9.
Pretty good.
Yes, you do successfully hide. However, it is a mixed success. So the only way for you to hide where you want to be is by getting directly in the line of sight between your mother and the Tower of Giraffes. So she's unable to help you when you go in to kick the giraffes without like her fear that she's going to shoot you instead.
Oh, okay.
Now you're hidden and you haven't disturbed the Tower of Giraffes. Can you roll me a high kick roll?
7.
Okay. A mixed success. They don't swarm you. You do jump out and you do actually high kick one in the face. Can you roll me a d6, please? On a 1, 2, or 3, you damage it. On a 4, 5, 6, you kill it.
4.
Oh, God.
4. Yeah, you leap out from your hiding place and you high kick it directly in the jaw, snapping its small neck, and it collapses to the floor. However, the other sort of 10 or so giraffes all scatter, and they all run from the arid side over the border to the ice field side. So it means that if you want any more small giraffes, this is kind of like the last close group of giraffes to your homestead. They're now on the wrong side of the tracks, as it were.
Well, don't mess with Hansel, apparently.
But you have high kicked a giraffe to death.
I did. I threw a rock to the moon and high kicked a giraffe to death. I'm up to a pretty good start. Well, I'm good. I've got breakfast sorted, and my mother didn't shoot me either.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we'll go back to Gretel. Your father calls through your bedroom door. Darling daughter of mine, I have prepared us a meagre meal for us to enjoy for breakfast. I'm afraid I've not got a huge amount. We're quite low on our food reserves now. And also, while I was cooking, I'd rather splashed myself with quite a lot of hot oil and just kind of burned through my last shirt as well. And I've got a job interview today, and I don't think that's going to go very well for old Doromir.
Shut up, Dad.
Okay, well, your breakfast out here is getting a bit cold.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not hungry. Leave me alone.
Oh, it's a shame. That was the last of our food. I guess I'll pack it into a Tupperware and take it to my job interview today.
Yeah, fine. I'm going to go find my ghost. I'll see you later.
Find your what, sorry?
My ghost?
Your ghost?
My ghost? That looks exactly like me. I see him in the woods.
Oh, I see.
That ghost?
I have warned you away from doing this. That is also another living person.
No, last time I saw my ghost, he kicked a giraffe in the face, so I'm going to go see if he does that again.
Very well. I mean, far be it from me, your father, who's raised you since you were an infant by himself, to help advise you on how you should play your daily life.
Yeah, well, good luck at your interview, I guess. I'll see you later.
Thank you. Well, I appreciate that. If you don't mind, if you perhaps could find it in your busy schedule for today, that maybe you could try and harvest some grass, or maybe bring something back for us to feast upon when we're home.
Fine. If I see something, maybe I'll get it.
Maybe if you spot a shirt out there somewhere, maybe it washed up with some flotsam and jetsam.
I have to get you a new shirt every day. I've told you once, and I'll tell you again. Stop getting oil on your shirt, and then we won't have to do this every day.
I try, but we can't afford an actual frying pan, so I just have to kind of throw the oil onto the fire and then throw the giraffe meat directly onto that. And I can't tell you that it's not extremely dangerous, because it is.
Well, if only you'd tell me where my real mum was, maybe it wouldn't just be you who had to look after me.
No, I told you that your former mother, my ex-wife, she ran off with a centaur from her CrossFit class
Yeah, I just don't
on our
believe
on our 15th wedding anniversary. Still haunts old Doromir to this day. Kind of like looks off 1,000-yard stare.
I leave.
Okay,
Can't deal with my dad this morning.
very well. And you leave.
I go find my ghost.
Okay. Why didn't you roll a hide and seek check?
6 and 5.
That's
11.
11 plus 2, 13. Yeah, you find what you know as your ghost. You just managed to crest one of the dunes that borders on the ice fields in time enough to see him leap up from the sand and kick another giraffe in the face, killing it instantly.
That's what I was hoping for.
And your pet giraffe starts bleating in horror as it sees another giraffe killed brutally by a high kick.
I give it another B from my pocket.
Okay, its throat nearly completely closes up.
That's enough B for you today. I go down and chat to my ghost.
Okay, we're going to cut over to Beatrice now. Beatrice, you found that it is getting increasingly difficult to find the grass that you need to make fists with your feet in over the last a few years. Like the grass has receded away from the beach and has gotten further and further inland, which means you yourself have had to venture further inland. Why don't you roll me a... Just checking out. I was going to say something like a perception check, but we don't have that. Just roll me swimming. Roll me some swimming. A swimming check for me, please.
No, I'm not good at it. Thank you.
Well, you're average.
8.
8. If it's any consolation, Kahlil, who chose the skill swimming, is even worse than that. So you got an 8, a partial success. So you are swimming on the around the shoals and the beachy heads of the isle, and you it starts getting colder and colder. You realise you're getting further and further towards the icy side, which is more difficult to swim through. You get out of the sea because you spot sort of like a blue-green patch of land that borders both the arid and the ice, east and west. And as you run up to that, can you roll me a spotting giraffes check for me, please?
10.
10, yeah. So at the same time that Gretel is cresting the dunes and sees from the sort of like the south to north profile of Hansel kicking this giraffe to death, you also witness this from like a north-south. So you're both kind of like closing in on him, and in between, Hansel's just kicking this giraffe to death.
I don't know what a giraffe is, so I don't know. Maybe he might be playing a game or something. Can I, while that's going on, just like the grass? How tall is the grass that's around us?
I guess
It's really tall. I threw loads of grass last night.
there you go. It's really tall. It's like
So
waist height.
I realised that before I start partaking in conversation and meeting people and asking them where is this cool grass that I can put my toes into, I realised that I'm wearing little to nothing. So I quickly like sit down cross-legged on the floor between the grass. I would like to make a grass skirt or let's say a grass dress, just because I feel like, this isn't my hometown. I need to make sure I make a good impression.
Yeah, the
So-
islanders seem to have some kind of modesty that the mermaids don't have.
Yeah,
Or the merfolk.
these two people seem to be wearing stuff they're not as,
Absolutely. So can you roll me, please, a seamstressing roll? Do you have +1 in?
5.
5. Okay, so that's a complete failure. So yeah, you grab fistfuls of this long grass, and it doesn't really work like seaweed works underneath the sea, but you get a reasonably okay-ish. It's less a dress and more like a toga kind of thing that you've got going on, and you put it on, it seems to work okay.
Okay, as long as there's good coverage, then we're good.
What would you like to do now you've clothed yourself?
I mean, outside character. You're identical twins, but you're boy and girl, right?
Yeah, but we're identical.
But
You
you are boy and girl.
wouldn't be able to notice because we're identical.
Got it. So I see one of these identical looking people walking towards the other, with their sort of discerning look in their eye as if they've just seen a ghost.
Sure.
So I'm just gonna remain in the grass and I want to watch what they're doing before I interact with them.
Okay. Roll a hiding check for me, please.
8.
8. I'm going to roll a d6. Odds, Ellie, evens, Kahlil. Odds, Ellie, evens, Kahlil. Evens, Kahlil. So you hide from Ellie, but by hiding from Gretel, you kind of put yourself in the line of sight of the boy, the Hansel. Hansel, you see, after you've kicked this giraffe to death, you notice out the corner of your eye someone moving through the grass. You're particularly good at spotting giraffes, and that has a little bit, and you know this is not a giraffe.
I guess I don't know that it's a naked mermaid yet.
No, not yet.
I'm not. I'm wearing grass.
Well, I want to make sure that this thing is not coming for my kill, so I'm going to seek. I want to go. I want to go see what it is without.
You can only do
initially-
hide and seek, so you either have to hide and then seek, or and if they're not a giraffe, you can't really spot them.
Yeah. All right. Well, then in that case, I should probably high kick it again.
You're going to try and high kick the mermaid.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Roll a high kick roll for me, please.
Don't encourage him, Tim.
I'm not. How am I encouraging?
You went
I
okay.
rolled
You said okay.
I rolled 2 1s.
Okay. So it goes really, really poorly for you. After this magnificent kill that you've established, you turn your back to your twin sister, not that you know that there is, and rush over to where this person is crouching down, and you just you kick so much in the tall grass that it just gets wrapped around your foot and you fall over.
Well, that didn't go to plan. Can I back up to making friends?
Sure. Roll a making friends roll.
You can have the meat. I got
A 9. So you see this creature that came into there. Looked like he just jogged over and then immediately fell in the grass and started writhing around on the floor, and then offered you some meat. You don't think this person's of any kind of threat after that 2 that they rolled for high kick.
I politely decline the meat.
Okay.
But I offer a hand to help pick you up.
Do you take this hand?
I do, because I want to make sure that I'm not about to be killed or betrayed by bees.
Okay.
Can I say as I help him up, you must be so embarrassed.
As you say that, you must be so embarrassed.
No.
The flimsy
No.
tie that you've made on the shoulder of your grass toga snaps and all falls off.
No. Is there anything else around me that I can use, like a big palm, like tree leaf thing?
Unfortunately, it's all grassland, and there's not much grass left.
Can I?
We can make you a giraffe suit.
No, I don't want to. Can I attempt again? Just.
Yeah, sure. Roll another seamstressing roll. That's what a 5 in seamstressing will get you. What'd you get?
Yeah, a 5 again.
A 5 again. Okay, yeah. You scrabble to get this grass back up on your person, but you just end up just piling grass on yourself and lying down on the floor.
Okay.
How embarrassing. Do you, since we're on the same page here, do you know anything about these bees that I hate?
I don't know. Oh, can you tell me what a bee is? I don't know what a bee is.
They're awful. They come at night. They froze our prince and princess, and fortunately they haven't eaten our giraffes. But I feel like it's a matter of time. They're gonna run out of food sources otherwise. So we have to kill the bees essentially.
I point to the sea and say, "That's where I'm from."
Bees can't live out there.
Pardon?
Bees don't live out there. They can't swim.
That must explain why I've never seen one before. It's good. I can help. If you help me find the grass that I'm looking for, I can help you. If you're running out of food and these things called giraffes that you've just high kicked to death, we have plenty of fish. Like, we can give you more resources.
This sounds like a match made in heaven. I'm glad I got out of bed today and kicked that giraffe in the head.
As you're saying this, Ellie, you can get within earshot of it. And when this happens, your mother, Marguerite, gets out of her hiding space where she's made herself look like the natural area. So she's got all this canvas with all the grass pushed through it to make it look like she's part of the landscape. She's wearing desert trousers and stuff. It's taken a while to extricate herself from her little sort of hidey hole. And as she walks over with a very stern look on her face, because you've just kind of spoilt her entire morning's worth of stalking and entrapping these giraffes, she stops stock still when she sees the three of you together. And then she walks over to you, Hansel, and puts her hand on your shoulder. Hansel, who are these two?
Well, I didn't notice this other one over here, but this one has fish and is going to help me kill some bees, because I'm sick of those bees. But I haven't met this one.
You remember the stories I used to tell you as a child when I was rocking you to sleep in your crib? The stories of the...
About the
Word
CrossFit?
for word.
About the CrossFit centaur?
No. that you shouldn't have heard that. We don't really have soundproofing in our hut.
Oh no.
No. The
Me.
story of the three young ones, the three friends.
We're not friends. This is my ghost.
The twins and their friend from the sea. They were to meet on the island of during great strife of our peoples. When all hope was lost, they were to unite here on the ley line between the arid dunes and the ice fields to rescue our people from the current blight that afflicts us all. Look here. She hands you an old parchmented book that she takes out of her back pocket and flips through it. And there's a very crude drawing of basically just slightly stick figure S, like a trio of you, standing, all three of you holding hands, but over the line of the island, Two of the stick figures looked identical. One of the stick figures was had a like mermaid's tail, but was also not covered at all, with long hair.
I wonder which one is which.
Yeah.
I remember this story now that you told it to me again.
Do you, in this story, do you know how these friends that you say came to save the day?
Can we read the story again?
Yeah, as you flick through the book, you see that this was like less of a children's book that you read someone to help them go to sleep, and more of a prophecy. But that's the only thing she had at the time, so she embellished a lot of stuff. So your memories of it are from like a childhood fairy tale type of thing. But when you read it back, it reads much more of quite a brutal prophecy. It talks of three children that have to unite to venture into the ice caves to retrieve a weapon that will destroy this like ominous sphere that's been drawn in the sky in this book. And a few pages on it like details out how this like sphere in the sky, this hole, is like a portal, and every time that the light goes away, these centurions, these sentries, guardsmen, pour out of this portal, laying waste to the island before retreating before the sun comes up.
Well, I think I know what we need to do. You're from, I guess, yeah, we haven't actually made any introductions, but it looked like you came from that side. You're dressed for it. This one's not dressed at all, but
Who are you talking to?
the Ellie.
Gretel.
Yeah.
The Ellie.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had a mum to read me fairy stories, but I have heard this story before, but this was from the Bees and the Moon. They told me this story, so I guess it adds up to what I've heard. But yeah, no one read to me when I was sleeping. My dad was too busy going to job interviews.
He sounds like the worst.
Tell me about it. But yeah, I mean, I don't know much about anything really, but I love adventure.
I mean, presumably you know where ice caves are more than I do, because I've never been on the ice side.
I play hide and seek with my giraffe in the ice caves sometimes, so we could go play hide and seek there.
You look over to Gretel, as you mentioned, her giraffe, and it's just like the most swollen-headed giraffe that you've ever seen.
Oh, also, the name of my giraffe is Pinocchio,
Okay.
and every time I tell a lie, its neck gets longer.
Wow. Okay. So you have Rapunzel, the cannibal giraffe, and Pinocchio, the telescopic-necked giraffe.
Can I like poke Hansel in the ribs and say, can you ask your mum if she can lend me some clothes, please? I feel like this ice cave sounds a bit chilly.
But then you won't look like the person in the drawing if you've got clothes on.
Oh yeah, that doesn't really work.
I don't want to priestess, and I need to help you save the world, so.
Well, I can ask her at least. I mean, she would have to roll seamstressing, not me. So.
But she might already have clothes.
Yeah, she doesn't have to, unless she's creating it from scratch. Like she just she reaches into her backpack and produces some clothing. It's a little bit big for you because it's sized for her, but it's you can just roll up the trousers. It's like a jungle hunting stuff that she hasn't had to use for a long while because all of the trees have died away in the last few years. So she really only uses like a desert and grassland camo. Yeah, so you're dressed in like a military jacket and matching trousers and boots.
Cool.
All right, bye, Mom. We're gonna go fulfill our destiny as three best friends.
You won't know him, but can you go tell my dad that I've gone away with my ghost and my mermaid? You probably won't be able to recognize him, but he's got oil on his shirt.
He has no shirt.
He's topless.
Marguerite goes, I guess I could go and try and find him. What is his name?
Daramir.
Daramir.
You see, you roll a making friends roll for me, please, Ellie.
A 6 and a 1 minus 2.
5. She's like, she just says point blank to you, she says, I'm not going to do that.
But, I mean,
No.
he gets really sad if I'm not there. He's really lonely. You see, our mum ran away with a centaur at a gym once, and I think it's like,
Yeah, that was me.
he's on his mind. No, no, it wasn't. My dad says that my mum was a horrible, horrible person that I should never ever speak to. So if that's you,
No, yeah, that absolutely was me. Yeah, I couldn't stand him, and I left him quite a while ago. We split custody.
you left me.
Wow.
You picked me?
Yeah.
He's my ghost.
Anyway, I'm just going to go back to my house and see Vlad for a little while. Say hi to your dad for me. Or not. Don't really mind.
You have to go say hi to my dad from me.
Oh, what? There's popcorn in this pocket. I'm just going to sit down and eat this popcorn.
Yeah, some like grass seeds that you find in the pocket. You can munch on.
This makes me really sad because I've had to put up with like my dad forever, and like we didn't really get along, and now my mum just said that she didn't want me, so
Yeah.
throw a bee at her.
But how thick were your walls? Because trust me,
So thick, like
yeah,
weirdly thick.
I would have killed for thicker walls growing up.
I couldn't hear anything.
Ellie, plus, like, your dad didn't have any new partners or anything, so he had really thick walls, and like there was nothing happening anyway.
He is so alone.
Oh yeah,
now
multiple
even
times
more.
you just like would walk in, trying to get a midnight snack, and like your father's just weeping at the window.
Yeah, that's why the walls are so thick.
Yeah.
He cries daily.
Mom has not been alone.
Yeah, you know that
maybe
Vlad isn't even the centaur that she left
No,
Doran for.
no, he's just another elf.
Yeah.
Who's the centaur? Maybe the centaur's our real dad.
Maybe we can do like a trading places sort of thing once we see the
Yeah.
world.
No one would notice, but let's save the world first. But also, I want to throw a bee at my mum first.
Okay, roll a throwing roll. Is your
I knew
minus
that
1?
throwing would come in handy. Nope. 4.
4. Yeah, she just expertly, without even looking, takes out a hunting knife from her belt and cuts the bee in half midair. And then
Why
just
is-
expertly puts it into a belt and just walks home.
Your mum is cool.
Why did you get the cool parent? I got
Oh.
the oily, cryy parent.
She taught me how to high kick.
I've never been able to high kick.
Well, come on, we'll do a montage on our way to the ice cage. High kicking all the way.
Can you also help me find that grass I want on this adventure as well?
You saw the stick drawing.
Yeah, there's not really much we can do.
No. Sorry, we don't want to ruin the prophecy.
But we made an agreement. I give you fish and help you with resources, and you help me find the grass so I can.
Yeah,
sell
but
it.
after we save the world, because maybe that's another chapter afterwards. But I didn't see any grass in that drawing.
Okay, just, you agreed to it.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely do it.
Okay.
Definitely.
Let's go.
Yeah. Should we leave a trail of crumbs so we know our way back?
I'm gonna throw grass on the
Bees?
floor.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, I can drop these like popcorn bits
yeah.
that I found in this pocket.
A
Also,
trail
the
of
real
bees.
unfortunate thing about my grass is that it's like wild grass, so it comes with like flowers and stuff as well, which
I keep having to cut it down.
attracts a lot of bees.
Well, then let's leave a trail of bees so we can find our way back.
Okay, so you start scattering corpses of bees out the pocket of your mum's old jungle camo, and you head towards the ice caves. So I'm going to need you to. So I'm kind of regretting adding kissing as a verb now, that like 2 of you are siblings, which I didn't know
Oh.
until we got into the
Oh,
game.
no.
That's going to be like, the most underused, hopefully, skill
We'll
that we have
see.
here.
There could be a frog that someone needs to kiss, and then they become a prince or princess.
Yeah, true. Very true. Right, I'm gonna.
Sorry.
Just like looking through the skills, I'm like, what can I use to transition you guys?
Running away
from-
from bees.
Yeah, running away from bees.
Frenzy.
Well, I suppose technically you are dropping bees behind you, so you would be, if you want to go fast, you would be running away from bees.
Yeah.
So can you all give me a running away from bees check, please?
10.
10. Yeah, you expertly run away from these corpses of bees.
Also 10.
Also 10. Nice.
7.
We're identical.
7. Okay, great. So 2 of you passed. The twins, exactly the same roll. You
Identical
find
roll.
that you are, you keep up with each other. You have very similar physiques and stamina. Annie, you're kind of like still, you kind of get further and further behind
I'm getting
the
used
other
to
two.
my legs.
Sorry?
I'm getting used to my legs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the legs are kind of like, you're doing that that weird Rachel from Friends run that she does in the park, where all of your limbs are just going all over the place as you're like running through from the sand dunes of the arid desert into the ice fields. You're also wearing like really heavy combat boots that are like at least 3 or 4 sizes too big for you. But can you all roll a?
Kissing check.
Kissing check.
Yeah, that's no. Don't roll that. Spotting giraffes check. Everybody roll spotting giraffes check.
5.
5,
9.
9, 5. Okay.
But we've rolled the same thing twice now.
Yeah. So the
They're
twins are just
identical.
tearing ahead of everybody else. They do not notice a single thing. Annie, you notice as Beatrice, you're behind, so you get a bit more perspective on this. You spot a small pack, a small tower of ice giraffes leaving a cave off to what the north side, which is kind of on your right at the moment. Both the twins seem to have gotten a bit competitive with their running, and so are not really looking at where they're going anymore. They're just trying to race each other across the fields. But you're the ones that spot these giraffes, these ice giraffes.
I shout after them, and you're going the wrong way. Come back. If I could whistle, I would.
Yeah. I mean, you hear it. You're not familiar with the idol, but Hansel and Gretel, you turn and you see these ice giraffes. Now, you know that the only types of pets are mini giraffes. However, these are mini ice giraffes, and these are vicious. You see that they have been drawn out by the tremors of you running across the ice fields, and they've come out to feast upon you. So we're going to be entering combat now.
Giraffe combat.
A giraffe
Get
combat.
out of this.
The only thing I've got to work with is high kicks. So these giraffes are going to try and come and high kick at you.
They
Oh,
can
but they're
chop.
already so high.
Yeah. So they are going to roll 2d6, and they've got a high kick of 0.
They could chop too.
They could chop. That's true. Absolutely. Maybe on their next turn they will. 8. Let's find out who they high kick towards. I'm going to say 1 and 2 is Ellie, 3 and 4 is Annie, 5, 6 Kahlil. 6 Kahlil. Kahlil. Yeah, they managed to successfully hit you.
That's fair.
Doing everybody starts with 10 hit points, by the way. So everybody's at 10. Kahlil, you take 4 points of damage as this the pack of these ice giraffes come at you. One of them high kicks you in the shin, but in turn rolled an 8, so also falls over in the effort of like trying to kick you so high.
Well, I'm gonna chop it.
Roll a chopping check.
Oh god.
Oh no.
You have a 3. Yeah, you huck your axe up to slam down on the ice. However, it's with all of the running that you've been doing, you've gotten so sweaty that your hands are coated so moist that your chopping axe, your grass chopping axe, I guess, slips out of your hand and goes behind you about 10 or 15 feet and embeds itself in a snowdrift.
Save me.
Ellie and Annie.
My ghost. I mean,
Try kissing him.
Yeah.
Try lying to it.
Yeah.
can I do a herbal medicine check to see if there's any poisonous giraffe food?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, roll a knowledge of herbal medicines.
9.
9. Yep, you find a copse of like blue nettles that you know that if you can get this into like a vital part of one of the ice giraffes, it will disable them. However, when you grab them, you've got them in your hand now to shove them into like a giraffe's face. You also take some damage from it. Yes, it burns into your hand. You take 1 point of damage, but you shove it into one of the giraffe's face. Can you roll a d6 for me, please?
11.
Sorry?
11.
Oh, 1d6, sorry. 1d6.
Oh. 11. 5.
5, yeah, you kill one of these ice giraffes as you shove these like blue ice nettles into its face. And then Annie, what do you do?
I want to sing in its face, and just let me explain. In that, in Harry Potter, when they've got the dragon egg, and if they don't submerge it in water, if they try and open it above water, it's shrieking. That's me above water when I sing.
Okay, great. Roll a singing check for me, please. Which is a -2 for you.
Oh, why didn't I do it the other day? Oh my gosh. I did not think this through. Oh, fuck it. Oh no. Okay, 8.
You get 8? Okay, yeah, fair enough. Roll a d6 for me, please.
1.
1. Yeah, you managed to crack one of the other giraffes with your singing voice. Unfortunately, you've now like strained your voice on land because you're used to like singing underwater. You'll now have a -2 to your next roll of either making friends, singing, lying, or kissing.
A -2.
-2 to your next roll of one of those 4.
Okay, got
I
it.
hope it's not kissing.
Yeah, but you have cracked some of this ice giraffe. Yeah, Kahlil, you'll go.
Yeah, well, chopping didn't go so well last time, so I might as well go back to high kicking because I know it's reliable.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try and high kick the damaged one. Or how many, I guess, are left?
There are 2 left.
Well, then I'll get the other one that Beatrice has
Annie.
already hit.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Yeah. I got a 5 again. Oh no. Maybe I don't do so good in this ice climate.
Yeah. So you run up to this ice giraffe and go to high kick it. However, you've misjudged that they've come out of the ice cave towards you. You're not used to this terrain at all. You go to do like your normal high kick, where you jump off the ground, your leg flashes up, usually connects with a chin, kills it instantly, completely beef it, land on your back, and you slide down the incline and into the ice cave.
How embarrassing.
It's the remaining 2 ice giraffes checks now. Let's see if they they hit someone. So it's 1, 2, or 3 is Ellie. 4, 5, 6 is Annie. Ellie. They do hit you. Ellie, you take another 1 point of damage. However, that is one of the giraffes that is being cracked by Annie. So it also takes damage. And shatters as it hits you for 1 point of damage.
I'll take it.
Yeah. So Ellie and Annie is your go next. You've just seen like one of them kick you, Ellie, does some damage and then explodes into ice.
Um,
At the same time, your ghost has slipped over onto his butt and then is sliding into the ice cave.
something I would personally never do. I can only assume that means that I kill ice giraffes if they touch me. I'm going to make that assumption. Can I get my giraffe to do something as my action?
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Roll a. What do you want your giraffe to do specifically?
I would like my giraffe to try and kiss the other giraffe.
Okay. Yeah. Roll a kissing check on behalf of your giraffe.
They're in love. 4 and 3.
7. So it is a success with, but a partial with something that you don't want to happen. So what happens is it's got fury in its eyes, this ice giraffe, and it's coming for you. Both of its friends are dead now. And as it's charging towards you with its weird giraffe antler things made of ice, your giraffe steps in the way. It skids to a halt, but not in time to stop both their lips meeting in a smooch. It backs away, scared and confused, and in shock, and takes a good look at your pet giraffe, Pinocchio, and then goes back in for another kiss. And they keep kissing until they don't stop, but then start walking off to the ice plains, constantly kissing one another.
Aww.
It's fine, I'll let him go. He's served his purpose.
But you do hear the screams of Hansel as he gets sliding further and further down into the caves.
Remember to keep eating bees, Pinocchio. I'll call you when I need you.
Okay. He's just constantly kissing with his swollen face.
I think we should probably go rescue my ghost, shouldn't we?
Okay.
Yeah. I think we should. Can we go also sliding on our bombs
Yeah.
down the escape?
Okay, roll me a.
Making friends?
Yeah, sure. Roll me another running away from bees check.
Uh, 6.
6. Okay, well, that's a fail for both of you. You both take 6 points of damage as you land on your back and just go head over heels, sliding down after Hansel. Hansel, you're the first to arrive. You get deposited out into this ice crystal cave, and it's got a hot spring underneath it. So it's this big melted pool. However, there is an outcropping of actual rock in the middle of it, and there is embedded into this rock a shaft, what looks like a spear made of ice, with this pink crystalline ruby type jewel on top of it. That makes the entire cave bathed in this pink light. You just get deposited into this hot spring. It's like a hot tub, and you emerge and you just see this sight before you. But when you look around the cave walls, you see embedded into the ice walls are dozens of other people in various states of agony or surprise. They're all just encased in the ice that lines the walls of this cave.
Okay. I'd like to go knock on one of them to see if they can, are they still cognizant?
Roll a making friends roll.
Yeah. 7.
So you knock on one of them, and as you do that, it rings out in the cavern. And for instance, you think that the light itself gets brighter. You look around, look back over your shoulder at the lance or the spear, and when you look back, you see that there is a crack forming where you knocked. Before you can do anything else, it breaks in front of you, and this like semi-rotted hand penetrates the ice wall and grabs you by your, I assume, your lederhosen that you wear.
Yeah.
And it pulls you towards its half-rotten face and goes, I don't know, don't tell it the truth. It abhors honesty. Don't suffer our fate. And then its hand drops, like its entire arm just severs, as it recedes back into the wall as it covers back up, and you're just left with this bisected arm on your lederhosen that you can shake off and just falls to the floor.
Oh.
And then you hear a couple of splashes as Gretel and Beatrice land in the same hot spring.
I assume they didn't hear anything?
No, just you.
Okay. How do I tell them while still lying? Shit.
Yeah, because as soon as he gave you this advice, which you presume is true, the ice wall just envelops him back again, like completely bisects his arm, and like the cave eats him back up again.
I'm just gonna go shh to them.
Do you think that's a lie?
It's not a truth, is it?
But you do want them to be quiet, though, don't you?
Oh shit, that's a good point.
What did you say? What else is in here? There's a big jewel. Is that what you said?
Yeah. So this entire cave is one big hot spring. So there's some kind of like geyser underneath that's coming up from maybe a fissure in the sea floor. It's heating up this cave, which has melted out into a rough dome. But there is an actual rock in the middle, a stone rock. But shoved into that stone rock is like a lance or a spear. Atop that is like a pink ruby crystal that's emanating this pink light that's giving the whole kind of like whole cave system a very ethereal glow to it.
I'm going to then shout out instead of shush because you're right. I'm going to shout out, "I love bees."
Okay.
I pull out bees from my pocket.
That's a good way to make friends. Not those bees. I love the bees in the moon. And I definitely can't high kick.
Why you?
Whatever we do, we should not take this sword. That's definitely not a legendary weapon.
So,
Do I have to do a lying check? Or is that convincing enough?
Yeah. Why don't you roll a lying check for me, Kahlil?
I'm so confused.
Very difficult. I
Me
got a
too.
9.
A 9. Yeah. Both of you think that some of what you don't know, neither of you know Hansel particularly well. This, in fact, is you've only known him for about a couple of hours. But you've seen him high kick before. You know that nobody really likes bees, but he seems to be acting weird for some reason.
Well, so I don't know why my ghost would lie to me. So,
Well, I don't think we look at all alike. So I'm not your ghost.
everyone
But-
has been telling me my whole life that you're not my ghost, and I never thought you'd say that to me.
Ellie, I want you to roll for me a. So hard to think what we have on these. Can you roll me a hiding check, please?
7.
7. Okay, you. Yeah, okay. As you say that statement, that because people have been telling you that all this while, the walls themselves, like there's the mist that erupts from this geyser, and then fills the air like a steam room, and then starts solidifying and pressing against you like a weight against your chest, and then turns into like sheets of ice and starts pressing you back towards the wall. However, you are good enough at hiding, I guess, to slip out from underneath these panes of ice, but you do slip underwater into the hot spring. I need you to roll a swimming check for me, please.
At least there's no bees under here.
True.
4 + 3.
7. So yeah, nothing really changes. You don't get pulled down any further, but with all the currents, because of all the convection from the heat inside this geyser, there's like a turmoil in here. You don't get pulled down any further, but you can't get to the surface either. So you are in danger of drowning right now.
Uh-oh. I've clocked on and underwater. I'm not in danger of drowning right now. Don't help me.
You say underwater.
Can I dive into save them?
Yeah, roll me a swimming check for me, please.
Would have been a +2 for them, if, you know.
But at least he's got a -1, right? And he didn't waste that.
8.
8. Okay. Yeah. You manage to get underwater, and you support Gretel out, and get her head above water so she can draw a breath. However, it's way too hot for you under here, and you start to cook.
No!
Like a fish. And you can with all of the steam and stuff coming out of the geyser, both Hansel and Gretel can smell like the
my gosh.
like it smells like cooking salmon in here.
That's horrible.
So Annie, you take 6 points of broiling damage.
What happens if I'm now -2 points?
You have gone unconscious.
I look at Hansel and go, "This is so good."
I love this.
I'm so happy right now.
I'm going to try and grab the sword off of the.
I thought you were saying it then. I was like, no.
No.
Okay.
Just as an action, I'm going to try to grab the sword now that it thinks of me as a liar.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You just grab it out of there.
You cut off your arm and stick it.
Yeah, stick it in my shoulder.
As you grab it, can you roll me a knowledge of herbal medicines, please?
Yes. 11.
11. Okay, great. You know that this is a staff of natural healing that you have, among other things. You can use this to heal a creature if you use the opposite end, like the non-ruby crystalline end.
And okay. Do I know what happens at the other end?
With an 11, no, that was just a knowledge of herbal medicines. You'd need to make a throwing roll.
I'll do that after I heal our unconscious mermaid.
Okay. So you plunge the opposite end of the staff into the boiling water. Roll a d6 for me, please.
Can you also only heal one person with that?
You don't know. Actually, with an 11, yeah, you know that it's got 3 charges on it.
Oh, cool. Well, I'm using one on our dead fish.
Okay. What did you roll? 2.
2.
Yeah, so you start on 0, so there's no like minus things you need to cover. Annie, you're back up at 2 hit points.
Nice.
Hooray. I could stay here forever.
Yeah, we shouldn't figure out how to leave.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
Oh.
I don't. But I don't.
Oh, okay. So you are lying. Okay, good.
It's such a shame that none of us are on the same page about what we should or shouldn't do.
Yeah. Can I just say that I'm really ungrateful for you having saved my life.
Yeah, I hate you.
I feel like it's really embarrassing for you to have saved my life.
It would be a shame if you two kissed right now.
Can I kiss the spear or the staff?
Yeah, roll a kissing check for me, please.
Finally. 6.
Yeah, you cut yourself. You take 1 point of damage. It's very sharp.
Apparently.
But you also think it's also very aerodynamic.
Bad for throwing.
Very bad for throwing. I don't. No, that is true. I don't see anything that I could throw it at. Do the slides were the only way in to this thing?
Do you say that out loud, or do you just look?
No,
around?
that's just a question. When we tumbled in here, we came through. It was just that,
chute.
right? There wasn't like a separate.
Not that you see, no.
Okay. Well then, I know that it's healing.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do a check for anything? I guess it's throwing abilities.
Yeah, roll a throwing check for me, please.
Can I just ask out of character, is this the same spear thing that was holding up the gem?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay, cool.
I rolled a 4.
A 4. Okay, yeah, you have no idea like how effective this would be. In fact, you don't even think it would make a very good throwing weapon at all.
But it's certainly sharp.
But as you're looking at it and you're like playing over it with your hands, you aim the pink crystal gem that was on top of it towards the slide, and as you do, it cuts into the ice a staircase as you're like waving it around.
That is not impressive.
I sure don't want to go up those stairs.
I would hate to leave this cavern right now. I totally remember where we're supposed to be going. Like, I know where we're supposed to be going. And I would hate for one of you to remind me right now.
Kahlil, you do still have your that children's book that your mother gave to
you. Let's not read it in here.
Wait a minute. Okay, roll a...
No, that's what I meant.
Oh, you want to read it in here?
No, that isn't what I meant. It's backwards.
I thought so.
Oh, man.
Roll for me a lying check, please.
5.
Okay, yeah. You, as you forget where you are, you're approaching the steps. You get slammed with 2 points of ice damage as like these big walls of ice start forming out of the mist and start trying to push you into the walls themselves.
I hope you're not okay.
Can I wave the wand or whatever it is at it, since I know that it...
Yeah, you just start carving like a line of steps up. And you are out of the ice caves.
Hey. Should we not test if we can change our speech?
We should not. We should test that.
So that's the truth.
Okay, well, that is the test.
Yeah, nothing happens.
Hey, all right. Cool.
Oh, I mean, I was lying and I was telling us not to test it, but...
Then it worked out.
Yeah.
And it worked.
Cool. So we're back to reading this book?
Yeah.
Where are we going?
You flick through the pages, you realise that there is a section of the 3 groups of friends. They go down into the ice caves, and there is like a little depiction of this, what looks more like a match in a dome, but you read it as being the spear that you just retrieved. And then the next page is the final boss battle, where the general comes out of the portal and faces off against the trio, but the rest of the book is missing. So you don't know what the conclusion of the story is.
Come fight us, General.
Yeah, should we wait at night for the bees to come
Well, now you've spent so long trekking across the ice fields and in the ice caves, when you get out it's twilight. And you know that it's a terrible idea to be out when night falls in the whatever I called this place. What do I call this place? Coral Ship Isle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as you look up, you see you probably haven't really witnessed this unless you're like looking through your bedroom window. The moon opens up like an iris of a camera.
Yeah.
Like it spins open, and then you hear this droning, oppressive noise of all of these swarms and swarms of bees, like pulsating out. They look black, almost like a undulating black cloud of bees against this bright spotlight of a moon. But
Spooky, go for undulating.
unlike what happens most nights, there is an even more sinister black shadow that emerges from the middle of the moon, and you know that this is the bee queen herself.
We knew it. We knew it was going to be a bee queen.
Beyonce.
Oh, did you say that?
Beyonce. Yeah, we were talking about that when we were talking about beekeeping.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's undulating. Oh, thank you,
well-
Spoopy, for the 25 bits for
Yay!
undulating.
Right.
Sorry that you were pressured into that by Kahlil.
Not
But
me.
thank you anyway.
It was Annie.
Yeah, it was you.
Was that any? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Leo.
Sorry. Yeah, Kahlil.
Well, I know that this thing has 2 more healing charges in it. Who's got what health? Because I've got 3.
I feel like a 2 out of 10 right now.
I feel like a 3 out of 10.
We're all low.
All right. Well, you guys get the 2. Because you're lower than me, so I'm gonna give 1 to Gretel and 1 to Beatrice.
Okay, roll a d6 for Beatrice.
4.
So you're on 6 now, Beatrice, and roll another d6.
5.
And you're at 7,
You both.
Gretel. So 7,
was gonna
3,
say-
and 6.
You could wait till the next person goes unconscious.
Oh, I guess that might have made more sense.
Mhm.
But it's done now.
It is
I'll
done.
protect you with my life.
With your wife.
I'll protect you with my wife.
If,
My bee wife. She's here.
if I
Oh.
die, you can replace me. You can stay at mom's.
Okay. I'll live a double life.
Right, so this giant figure descends down from the moon, the 50 feet, I guess, that the moon is away from the island, because you managed to huck a rock at it, and floats above the isle itself, like wreathed in a like a tornado of bees. She parts them like a curtain, and she bends down. She goes, "You must give me this spear. It is too powerful for you. If you do, I will grant you some money for you and your family to eat upon.
My family
Just
are
give me
hungry.
the spear."
No, you'll turn everybody into amber, and you need to go undo what you did before.
"No, this is not true. I will give you honey. I will make you my chosen ones. I will spare you and your families."
Yeah, that sounds like a really good deal.
She said she'd give us money or honey.
Honey.
I said honey.
Um,
Yeah, she can't feed us.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I don't really like anyone else here, so
I'm just here for the grass.
Why don't you 3 give me a lying check for me, please?
Now I can do it good.
Well,
12.
8.
Ellie?
8.
8. Gretel and Beatrice, you can kind of see you're a bit on the fence about it. You think that obviously it sounds like a bit of a dodgy deal. You might be taking your life into your own hands by agreeing with her, but then again, she is the mistress of all bees here, and in case of in amber, so maybe it is a good idea to give her the scepter, but you're like, don't know.
Also, I have a massive crush on her.
Yeah, you should. Kahlil, you know that she's right outlying. That she's just going to take the spear and then kill you all.
I'm gonna high kick you in the face, you queen bee.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Can't call a woman that.
Sting her with it.
What?
Sting her with it.
Sting her with it. Well, I need to get her close enough so that way.
Oh, she's floating only like not too far off the ground,
Oh,
and also you can throw the spear.
Pretend you're about to kiss her and then sting her.
well, I want to get her.
Hey, that's my
close.
queen wife.
Yeah. Well, I would like to get her a little bit closer so I know it's a real sure thing. So I want to ask her if she's ever tried giraffe meat.
Okay. I'll let you choose. Either roll a making friends, or an eating, or a
Eating.
lying check.
Eating. We haven't checked that yet.
Okay, roll an eating check.
Oh, 1 and 5, 6.
Yeah, she's like, no, I do not like the meat. I only eat the grass from your land. I don't think you want to give me giraffe meat at all. And she points one of her thin, hairy black legs at your giraffe called
Rapunzel.
And the bees that are around her, a big tendril of them shoot out and go for Rapunzel and kills Rapunzel. Just like stings it over and over again. It drops dead next to your feet.
See, I told you to feed your giraffe bees.
I would have survived.
Oh, did she say she only eats the grass that's on our side?
On the island, yeah.
Lucky for you, Queen Bee Queen, that I have grass from said side, and I use the grass that obviously I was trying to make a dress with. So
Okay.
I have grass.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to lure her closer.
Roll an eating check, please.
Eating check.
Yeah, whichever -1 in.
5.
5. Yeah. She's she tells the bees, another tendril of bees that she's got swarming around her, to lash out and take the grass from you. And in doing so, it rips the grass dress from your hands, like the swarm of bees, and takes it back to her. But in the process, you get stung for 5 points. However, you see as these two tendrils go out, the one that goes towards Rapunzel and the one that goes towards Beatrice, like her form, her silhouetted form, is heavily diminished now. She's not quite as an imposing figure as she was before. It was all of her worker bees that were kind of covering her. She's left herself rather exposed at this point.
Yeah.
Ellie, I don't think you've gone. What would you like to do?
I can make grass grow wherever I go.
Mm-hmm.
If you promise to make me your bee queen, the bee queen's queen, then I'll give you grass for the rest of your life.
Are you being truthful?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I throw grass to prove it.
Roll a making friends roll, please. Just
Oh
got
no!
-2.
It's 5.
5. Yeah, the last of her, like her bee armada that kind of covers her. She's got like 3 layers of it. Shoots out towards Ellie. She goes, "You usurper, trying to steal my crown."
No.
And she does
Ooh,
4 points of damage to you as the bees sting you. But she is now completely unprotected. You see that she is actually quite relatively much smaller than she was when she first landed on the island. Kahlil, it's back to you.
Javelin.
Okay.
Javelin this thing right into the queen bee.
Can you roll for me a throwing check, please?
Fingers crossed. 10.
Oh.
Yeah, as you launch this javelin through, it kind of goes down this swarming, spiraling tunnel of tendrils of bees that are going out to these 3 different locales. One to your now dead giraffe. The other tendrils going out to your 2 companions. But you throw it right down the middle, and it illuminates this tunnel of bees going straight for her heart. Can you roll 2d6 for me, please? She has 7 hit points.
1, 4.
Strikes her like in the chest, doing 5 points of damage. She screams out in agony as it pierces her thorax, but she's not quite dead yet. It's her go now. She's going to do a chopping attack, still with the spear in her chest, but without her bee guards around her. She's going to try and chop you with her wings.
Okay.
But yeah, she's too gravely injured, and in fact, like she gets so close to you that now the javelin itself is within arm's reach of you, Hansel. So, Gretel or Beatrice, you'll go.
Okay.
I really, really want to be. I mean, if I can't roll alongside her, then I would like to be the queen of the bees.
Okay.
So I would like to jump up and try and. Well, I mean, you're going to figure out what this is, but I'm going to try and rip her wings off so that they can be mine.
That would be a chopping roll?
Chop her wings off?
I guess so. Or no, a beekeeping roll.
Beekeeping.
Yeah,
Yes.
roll a beekeeping roll to take her wings off.
I would like to keep the bees so hard
Exactly.
I become
Yeah.
one.
It's an intense beekeeping roll.
11.
11, yeah. So you rip her wings off. Can you roll a 1d6 for me, please? She has 2 hit points left.
4.
4.
Oh,
Yeah, you tear her wings off of her back. She screams in agony as the her wings, that kind of carapace on her back was the only thing stopping the spear itself from going all the way through. You take the wings off, the spear ends up going all the way through her and illuminating this big pink light. And you've got this pair of wings that you can attach to yourself. And as she finally screams and dies, she kind of starts shriveling up. The moon orifice in the sky contracts back down to what it looks like normally during the day, which is the moon, and then gets smaller and smaller and smaller off until it becomes just another star in the night sky. And the bees that are left around start swarming around you, Gretel. And your other 2 companions are heavily wounded. And it's at this point that you hear rustling coming from the icicle trees of the ice fields. And coming around one of the trees is Daramir, and he's dressed in a rather shabby-looking bee costume. It's like, I'm here for my interview as a worker bee. I've got my resume. I used to be an executive to a bank in the high courts of the elves in the mainland. I think I could probably bring a lot of fiscal kind of knowledge to your operation. Maybe, I don't know if you're good at investments or at any. Oh, daughter, you're here. Oh no, I see. The interviewer is dead.
But you're hired.
Surely as a low blow to old Doramir.
You're hired. You're in charge of these bees now.
I see. Working for my daughter who hates me. This is another low blow to old Doramir.
Not to give you another low blow, but this is your son.
Oh, I know. Yes, he looks exactly like you.
Really?
I mean, he's completely identical to you.
Everyone knew?
I mean, I'm very shocked that you didn't.
Did you know, Hansel?
I mean, I don't think we look that much alike.
No, me neither.
No, you're quite identical.
I don't see it.
You couldn't look any more alike.
Let's go get our mermaid man some grass.
Yeah. Before we do that, do we know what's happened to Petunia and Tony Frostwind that I heard you talking about earlier?
Oh, I know what I can do. I stick my wings onto my dad
Okay.
and I say, go tell Petunia and Tony?
Yeah.
Tony, that you killed the bee queen and you've come to collect your reward as their new beekeeper.
Oh, very well, daughter. I could do this errand for you. Buzz.
But
Off
no,
I go. Buzz.
hey,
Just buzzing around.
Buzz.
Kind of just slams into like the sides of cliffs and the trees as it goes in. It's very
He's fine.
inaccurate.
he looks beguiling.
Yes. And there we go. You have restored the royalty to the coral ship Isles, defeated the Bee Queen, and gotten rid of the ever-present second moon that has been kind of robbing the Isle of all of its natural resources.
I miss her.
You are
Amazing.
the heroes of the land. Well done.
We find the grass.
I mean,
Nobody
Hansel's
even
got
got
plenty of
kissed.
grass bombs that she can just kind of like lob down onto the floor, and this wild grass then recovers the rest of the interior as Petunia and Tony shattered from their amber coffins and reunite the rest of the land. So,
And also, I didn't have to
well done.
kiss my brother. So
And you
Yeah.
didn't even have to kiss your own brother.
Nobody got
Win-win.
kissed, so
It's a win-win for everybody involved.
We did it, and
Thanks, Tim.
none of us three had to die during the story.
Well, I think all three of you did die last time,
did you actually?
pretty much.
We did it,
Yeah, great.
right? We did it.
Good times. You did it. So, yeah, with that, bombshell, bug shell, bee shell, I don't know, carapace. Well, thank you everyone for listening to this random, but I've found enjoyable Sunday stream. We'll be back as normal every Tuesday, 8 p.m. GMT, with our Crit the Bed campaign with these likely people and hopefully Alice back. And the Star Wars campaign will start in 4 weeks' time. So whatever that date is going forward, the 23rd, Sunday 23rd of May, I guess.
We'll let you know.
We'll let you know. We'll let you know when we'll nail it all down. But yeah, we'll see you soon. So thank you for joining and be good.